I'll share my screen and Kennedy and I will go through these announcements. Hello, everybody. July 6th, which is crazy. On our rank up for Rona last night, I was like, everyone did a great job in May, hit Success Club. And people were like, Meg, it was June. I was like, well, whatever. Forgot. It's going too fast. Okay. Here we go. Okay, what is this blue dot? I've been noticing this lately. I don't know what that is. Okay. So real quick, you guys, I want to go over our July calendar because it is a very important month. Tonight we have a team call. Tomorrow, as you guys all know, MBF launches. As always, we want to be hitting SC5 by at least the 10th of the month, so that should be your goal. The 13th, Bevy launches, the new drink for us to try out like a summer beverage. And then, so this actually, since I made this calendar, things have changed a little bit. So I'm actually not going to start MBF on the 13th. So it launches on the 7th, but I'm not going to start it until till the end of July. And you guys are obviously free to do whatever you'd like, but because of Corona and MBFA not launching as it was supposed to, it's pushed back a little bit. And so you don't want to do MBF. I didn't want to do MBF and then wait another few weeks and then do MBFA. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to do it back to back. So this is actually incorrect. But anyway, this next, I will talk to you guys about that later in a few other slides. But the week of July 13th is our virtual summit, and be on the lookout. In our uplines pages, they had a day-by-day schedule. There are different events going on, but I just put on here the few that I thought were really cool. Obviously, you can be tuned in the whole week if you'd like. The 15th, there's a speaker at 2 p.m. that'll be on Zoom. We'll all get that link, and then on the 18th is a huge workout for all of us to do. I'm assuming kind of when you're downtown. Last year it was Indianapolis. So doing that. And then, a few other things going on at the end of the week or end of the month, the 20th, What is Coaching 4-Day Group /webinar. We'll be hosting that. And then the next week is our new Coach Academy. So be on the lookout for those. And okay, we have some LFG shout outs for our girls. Kennedy, I'll let you go first.
Okay, so I wanted to shout out Chelsea because she is officially in the Emerald Club as of, it would have been last Thursday, which is super awesome. So shout out to her. She's doing awesome. And then also Haley, because she is Success Starter. This is her month 2. So I think this is her 3rd month coaching in general. And last month she was SC8 and the month before SC8. So almost SC10 just in her first month. So she is doing awesome. So those are my 2 shout outs.
That's awesome. I love it. Good job, girls. So mine, we've got Kaylee. Kaylee, as you guys have known, she has just been a rising leader for our team. She locked in 1 star and a few weeks ago had a little hiccup while she was in 2-star qual and just was a pain in the ass. And so we all kind of regrouped and we're like, let's go. And she's just been super mentally strong and pushing through and, not letting that get in her way. She could have just lost it and, whatever, but she's continuing to go and she's back now in week 2 of her 2-star qual. So super awesome and proud of you for that, Kaylee. And then we've got Sarah. Sarah has had a huge mindset shift. She's really turned up the heat in her business. She has been or is pushing for diamond, and she had a really, struggled in June just with life and, just the change of everything. And so this last week, she's really turned it up and is almost a diamond. So we're super proud of you for that, Sarah, just turning up the heat and kicking booty. Okay, real quick, I just wanted to shout everyone out for June, you guys. So in June, what we did for our Success Club board was anytime you hit Success Club 5, so you helped at least 3 people, your picture went up here. So we had so many girls hitting Success Club or 5, 10, 15, or whatever it may be. So this is awesome. We had 1 box that we didn't quite get, but that's huge. That is the best and most we've ever had. And I just think it goes to show we all kind of were rallying these last few months, and look what it's done. We've changed so many lives already. Kennedy, you want to talk about July?
I was muted. Okay, so for July, you guys can see in the team page the graphic on the left. So this is for any challenge pack. So you help somebody enroll, your picture goes up on the board. So our goal is to fill up obviously all the blank spaces, which is super fun just so we can recognize those girls who are helping two or like one or two people who don't quite hit Success Club and then just getting to Success Club. So really, I don't know, bouncing off each other's energy and everything. So I love this. So this month, again, just really be pushing, not even pushing, but just seeing the value in the challenge pack. One, I mean, I don't know, when I'm talking with somebody about getting started and getting enrolled and things like that, in my head, it's such a full solution. Like everybody wants the workouts, right? That's what they see us do. Majority, everybody wants the workouts, but most people struggle with nutrition. And so we have to give them some sort of support system, some sort of support supplement to help that weak spot. And so just really diving into where they're struggling with their nutrition, or if they have their nutrition on lock, getting them started with the pre-workout and recover. But really, I think the biggest piece about helping somebody with the challenge pack is showing them the value of like, okay, this is what your struggle is, and this is exactly how Shakeology is going to help nutrition, or the pre-workout is going to help this. So really connecting that missing link for them, because you can send them a screenshot of the challenge pack and it's not going to mean anything to them unless you're like, okay, this program, it's 30 minutes. It's going to be perfect because you're busy, and this is why it's going to help you. And then same thing for Shakeology, really connecting that to their problem and how it's going to help them. And then really always going for the challenge pack.
Yes, and on top of that, you guys, as she was saying with the nutrition piece, we know that MBF comes with Tubi and Ultimate Portion Fix, so that's huge, okay? And we actually put on here, anyone who even, like, yes, we want to hit Success Club, you know, we want to sell a challenge pack, that's not always the case, and that's still, like, we don't want to, like, you don't ever want to lose a customer or lose a client because they didn't want the shakes or the products, you know, because that happens. So even if you do help somebody with a 99 baud or a free link, anything, completion pack, we want to shout you out, right? Or type your name, you know, this is in the team page. We do want to still, like, you know, shout you out. I know a lot of new coaches, they find it hard to always, you know, help. There are going to be free links and 99 bots is what I'm trying to say. And that's still something to celebrate, because those are people who can eventually then, you know, if you send them samples, get them hooked on a product and so on, right? Okay, moving on. You guys get this. Okay, our MBF launch. I hope I didn't miss one. Okay, no. MBF launch, real quick. Tomorrow it launches, open to coaches or anyone who enrolls as a VIP or a coach. It's $20 off, so it is $160. And bonus, like I said, it comes with these two nutrition pieces, and that is huge. So anyone who maybe is already a VIP customer, have them upgrade to a completion package. That's what I'm going to do, obviously, because I want Tubi Mindset. I don't have that. And so really, you guys, utilizing this, especially those people who are pushing for Diamond, they have to enroll as a VIP as of right now. If you've been doing your job by showing the free sample and sharing about it, then there's no doubt in my mind that you can, you know, maybe you're 4 people away from hitting that goal, or 2 people away from hitting that goal of Emerald. Like, here you go. Here it is tomorrow. Okay. Kennedy, you have anything to add? Okay. All right. And one thing we have been continuing to talk about is the upsell opportunity for clients to try out new things when or something different when they are purchasing a challenge pack. So for my people, a lot of them want Shakeology. So adding in the Energize in their challenge or in their share cart and messaging them saying, hey, I saw the Energize was on sale, because it always is on sale when it's added into that challenge pack. I wanted to let you know I added my favorite pre-workout, natural, whatever, or the Weekender, as you guys know. So these are two great things to allow them to try multiple things at a time. So yeah, don't forget that. Okay, real quick, helpful dates about the MBF schedule. This is what I am doing. Like I said earlier, due to Corona, the dates are pushed back a bit. So tomorrow, July 7th, workout VIP window opens for coaches ordering now so that our products have time to ship, because as we know, they've been taking forever. Also, the workout calendars are posted for people to start following MBF online. July 27th is when I'm going to start MBF day 1. And that is when it also is available to clients and customers or challengers who aren't going to enroll as a VIP, okay? That doesn't mean you should not continue to share about it and get people enrolled with the VIP, but that's just when I'm going to start it, because people who do purchase, like, you want to give them time to get their energize and their recover or whatever it may be. And so what Mick and Kaylee actually were super great help here. They made this hybrid MBF calendar, because we all, or a lot of us, just finished the work. Some people are like almost going to finish their programs. So they made this for us to kind of like, you know, mess around and share, you know, different programs. If you guys want a copy of this, but we'll send it in the chat. But this is super helpful just to like show a variety of what we've got. Okay, and like I said, virtual summit, July 13th through 18th. Like, you guys, virtual or summit in real life is like the best thing ever. So like, don't still talk about this. Like, hop on, learn. There are going to be calls. There are going to be coaches or you know, top leaders in the company that are going to help and share their knowledge with us. So it is a learning opportunity. So take the time. Be sure to get on, and you can learn and work out with us. You have anything else to share, Kennedy? Okay, that was really quick, but I want to give Janine time. So Janine, thank you so much for joining us. Janine is a 4-star diamond coach and team. Her team has been rocking it this year. She actually just went full-time coaching, which is super just inspiring and awesome. Her team also was a 2020 Premier team. She's a Success Club 5 legend, and she's 1 month away from Success Club 10 legend. So she's pretty freaking badass. And we're just excited to learn all the things from her.
Thanks, Meg. Missed you guys. It's been a minute since I've spoken to your team, and Meg's going to speak on my team here in a couple of weeks. But we're like besties in the biz, and I was trying to think. Number one, I've been at a lake for 15 days. So that is why I look like a lake rat right now. In my I need to shower, like I need to do all the things. I haven't had air conditioning in like 15 days. So I was very happy to be home right now. And I was sitting here thinking, you know, a typical teacher fashion, like kindergarten teacher, I wanted to come on here with like pretty slides and like walk you through something magical. And I got home and I sat in my office and I started working. Like, no, I am going preacher teacher style tonight. And just so you guys know, I thrive off of questions at the end. So please, like, don't hold anything back. I am a complete open book. I will share anything and everything with you. And I just kind of want to talk to you about like some things in my business that I feel like is going really well. Some shifts that I've had really particularly in the last 6 months that has kind of taken me full time. So I guess right now, and again, this is gonna be teacher style. I know you've got some teachers here. I want you guys to drop in the chat right now, what are your average Success Club numbers within the last like 1 to 4 months? Average Success Club numbers. No shame, no judgment. Just seeing where we're working with. 6, 14, awesome. 6. 8 to 10, 12 to 18, 4. All right. Okay, cool. It's good to kind of see where you guys are at and where your mindset is at, and maybe like those SC4s, it's like, oh gosh, just that one more to lock in Success Club. I get it. So I would say since March and April, I have been averaging between 20 and 40 Success Club points a month. My mindset has just taken this complete shift. And I have just thought, why the heck not? Why the heck sell myself short? Why am I holding back? And it has just completely skyrocketed my business. One thing that has shifted in April as well is I hired a business coach. I hired Josh Coates, and I'm part of his Push Elite group. And I do think that being around like leveled up people has really helped me level up in my business as well. So I don't even know like where to start, because I don't know how many people heard me speak last time on this call, but I started coaching in January 2017, and the first year it was a complete blur. I don't even know what I did in my business. The next year I kind of started to get my footing. And I know that your team is really, really big on vision. So the first summit that I went to, I heard all these coaches speak, and we have virtual summit coming up, and you guys need to make being on virtual summit a priority. You need to surround yourself hearing these stories, immersing yourself in this community. And when I went to my first summit, I heard all these amazing women speak, and these women who had these incredible stories, but they sounded kind of similar to me. Like they were just like an average person, just like me. Like there was nothing special about them. And they were creating these incredible, amazing, mind-blowing lives. And I came home from that summit. I said, John was my fiance at the time. I said to him, I said, wow, like people actually go like full-time with this. Like this is kind of crazy. Love teaching. I'm not the teacher who left because she was burnt out or hates teaching. Love it. Love my kids, love everything. So I kind of start talking like, wouldn't that be kind of like cool one day? Like if I'm, like a stay-at-home mom and like I have like a little side business. Mind you, I'd been coaching for 6 months. So then flash forward another year to my second summit. So now I had been coaching for 1.5 years. Came home from that summit and I said to John, I said, I want to go full-time with this. This is now a vision of mine. This is happening. My husband, God bless his little soul, he studied finance and he is in venture capital and private equity and does all things with money. And he looked at me like, you gotta be crazy that you want to quit your job. Like, no freaking way. And I said, no, just watch. It's going to happen. Like, let's paint this vision together. So then flash forward to my third summit, which was last summer. And I said, this is my last year teaching. And I kept putting it out there. And notice, you guys, how my vision graduated and how it transformed year after year after year. When I started coaching, I never had these thoughts, these dreams. And you might be sitting here being a coach for 1 month, 3 months, and you're like, oh God, like I don't even know what I want out of this. That's okay. You don't have to. But I want you to be open to the possibility that anything could happen in this business. So, like I said, I know that your team is super big on vision. So, in the chat now, yes, I'm making you guys drop a lot of things in the chat tonight. I want you to write me down some short-term goals that are not business related. I don't want to hear diamond. I don't want to hear Success Club 20. I want to hear short-term visions and goals for yourself. So like for me, it's a Mac desktop. That's a short-term vision and goal for mine. I really want one for my office. John and I want to get a brand new car. Okay, that's another vision. That's a short-term goal. I want to redo our whole master bedroom with brand new furniture. Short-term goal. So I want to read like some short-term goals. And short-term, I mean like 6 to 12 months from now. Buy a home, yay, so exciting, yes. Finish your master's, big, huge. Surpass teaching income, yes. Wrestling bonuses, yep. Love it. Don't be shy, people. It can be like silly things. Like my Mac desktop, like that's so like superficial. New car, finish your master's in December, pay off your car, amazing. Okay. So I know that you've done these on calls before, but I want to hear it again. Ooh, new teacher wardrobe, so cute. I'm definitely going to miss like back to school shopping for sure. Pay for baby stuff. Oh, I love this. Okay. So now I want you to think long-term, and you've probably done this exercise with your team already, but I want to hear some of these that you feel comfortable enough sharing with me. I know I'm just a stranger on Instagram who's preaching, teaching to you tonight, but like 5 to 10 years from now. So like for me, that's John being able to take off time off of work without even thinking about it. That's me being the mom at school who is on every field trip that she wants to go on, being the mystery reader and doing arts and crafts in her kids' classroom. That's, having a nice white Range Rover with a crisp, like light leather interior. Like these are like my long-term vision. Being able to take my mom on girls' trips and me being able to pay for whatever I want to pay for her and I. Notice none of this is business. None of this is about Beachbody. So hit me with some long-term goals and visions for you. Lake house. I have lake house on my 10 years too, for sure. I get like, if I like let myself go, I get like pretty emotional about these long-term visions and goals. And if you guys haven't sat down and actually thought about this, I know Megan's really, really good at, vision casting. I encourage you to schedule a call with her and vision cast, because this is powerful, powerful stuff, you guys. farmhouse, married, at least one kid. Oh, I love it. Finish vet school, buy a house. Perfect. Pay for a lake wedding. Ooh, I'll be there. Buy a house, give my mom the vacation abroad that she deserves. Oh, Sarah, I love that so much. Lake house. I love these. Owning a house in Hawaii, yes. Okay. Now, you guys, none of this was Star Diamonds, Superstar Diamonds, Success Club 100. Okay. None of this was Beachbody accolades or anything, but these goals and these visions, they're huge. They're powerful. And I love reading through these because you guys aren't like selling yourself short. You're not afraid to dream big. And that's something that I absolutely love about your team. And you guys do so well. But here's the thing that has been driving me for the last year and a half when I made that decision that I wanted to go full time. Beachbody is the vehicle to get me to all of the goals, short-term or long-term. Teaching was never going to be that vehicle for me. As much as I loved it, as much as I loved being with the kids every day, as much as I loved my coworkers, guys, I love teaching. I do. But the more I immersed myself in this culture and this community, I realized that this would be the vehicle to get me anywhere I wanted in life. And when that really, really sunk in, I mean really sunk in, I went balls to the wall, period, with my business, sending minimum of 30 invites a day and not stopping day after day after day after day. I don't stop when I hit Success Club 6. I don't stop when I hit Success Club 10. I love that you guys have Success Club 5 by the 10th and 10 by the end of the month. Like, next calendar, scrap that. It's Success Club 5 by the 5th, 10 by the 10th, period. That should be your mantra. That should be your goal. In our Push Elite group, my new goal that I took from somebody else is hitting Success Club every single week. I would like that to be Success Club 10 every single week. But that's how I hit Success Club 40 last month in June. It's like Success Club 5. Sure, I can do that every single week. I did it in one day. I had one day where I hit Success Club. I'm like, it's not hard. What we do is not hard. And if you think that it is hard, I want you to stop. I want you to not send invites. I want you to take a break. And whoa, Janine's telling me to not send invites. I want you to take a breath. If you're feeling like this business is hard, or you're feeling like you are burnt out or overwhelmed with whatever, I want you to take a breath and I want you to take a beat. I want you to look at the program that you're doing. Do you love it? Are you committed to it? 80-Day Obsession is like my love language program. Whenever I need like a swift kick in the butt for my business, I do 80-Day Obsession. I know that that's 6 weeks of the work for Meg. Okay. You need to go to your program that you love and you need to give it your all. Then I want you to look at the people who you surround yourself with on your team and your business daily. Is it a success partner? Is it a little pot of people? And I want you to have that hard look in the mirror, that gut check with yourself on if surrounding yourself by these people is toxic to your business or helping your business. I've been there where I know that you can buddy up with someone and bitch and complain and moan about, oh God, I'm not hitting Success Club, this. You are just feeding your mind that negative energy and those limiting beliefs by thinking that you're venting to a friend. That's not what accountability buddies are for. They are not to vent and moan and groan about everything that's hard in this business. This business is simple, and you need to take the guesswork out of it. It is falling in love with your journey first and foremost and loving it to your core so much that you just can't stop sharing about it. So then you're paying it forward, and then you're teaching your girls how to pay it forward. That's it. That is it. Okay. We spend so much time overcomplicating the graphics and the launches and Success Club numbers and Emerald and Diamond. Like, nope. Fall in love with your journey and pay it forward. Because when I am so obsessed with what I am doing and who I'm becoming, that's when I see my business take off. So if you are in a rut, I invite you to look at all the different areas of your business. Is it time management? Can you do better in that area? Is it your inner circle? Is it your program? Do you need to shift and change that? And here's the thing, when you fall in love with your journey and you are so crazy passionate about paying it forward, for me, I have zero emotion attached to my invite. Zero emotion attached. When I send that invite, it is like, send, like, oh, I can't wait to share this gift, on to the next. Oh my gosh, I'm giving you this gift, on to the next. It's like I'm planting a seed, planting the seed, planting the seed. I'm watering, watering, watering as I keep following up and as I keep showing up on my stories and as I keep radiating this positivity, this love, all of this. I'm watering those seeds that I've invited. But I'm not really worried about, if that seed blooms and happens because I've planted 50 more seeds that week. I will harvest something, not a big deal. I am not worried about that first seed that I planted. And so many times we get so caught up with like hitting send and, oh gosh, what if they say no? Oh my gosh, am I not going to hit Success Club? Like, nope, zero emotion, on to the next. You keep going. You never run out of people to invite because you are constantly growing. You're constantly growing your business. You're constantly growing your following. You are just constantly pouring into all areas so naturally because it's so fun. Like, this business is fun. And if you're not having fun, again, that's where you have to take that step back. So take ownership of your business. Okay, we've kind of talked about your mindset, that this can be the vehicle to get you to anywhere that you want to go, to not slow down at Success Club 5, Success Club 10, hit Success Club every single week. But you also have to take ownership of your business. You cannot look to your upline and blame them for your lack of success. They're busy running their own business. You have to leave the nest. And that was a huge turning point in my business. And that was like August 2018, so almost 2 years ago. I came back from my honeymoon where I had been like totally removed for like 3 weeks, wedding, honeymoon, all of it. And I came back and I almost felt like I was kind of starting from scratch. And I said, I'm running my own team calls. I'm running my own team page. I'm running my own boot camps. I'm running all the things. I'm running the show by myself. I'm doing it because I was with my upline for a lot of it. My business, right when I got back from my wedding that August, I hit like Success Club 20 and I had been like off the grid for 3 weeks. Because when you take ownership and when you run your own stuff, you are so much more apt to want to fill those groups. So if you've been a coach for, at least 2 to 3 months and you've been in your upline's business or in your upline's boot camp, okay, and you have 3 to 5 clients of your own, buddy up with somebody else and leave the nest. Go run your own boot camp. It's going to be weird. It's going to be quiet. You are going to fail. It's going to be weird. Like, just trust me. It's going to be weird and icky. But you have to leave the nest to take ownership of your business. A couple of my girls, so typically what I do is I bring in 2 to 3 coaches of mine, of my downline, and they help me run my boot camp for 2 to 3 months. I teach them my style. We run it together. We plan it together. And then after those 2 to 3 months, I say, okay, goodbye. And then I bring on another 2 to 3 coaches. They help me run it for the next 2 to 3 months. And then I push them out of the nest. Okay, goodbye. And then I bring on a couple more new coaches. And so it's this constant wheel for me that I'm teaching my new coaches. And the second that they're with me, they feel like they're running it. They're taking ownership. But then when they leave, it's like, oh crap, like Janine's not with me. I don't have her 100 clients in my boot camp. Like, I have to fill it myself. And you invite with so much more confidence. You are just like ready to rock it. So real quick, is anybody running their own boot camps? You can just give me like a thumbs up. Are you running your own? Just to kind of see where you guys are at, or thumbs down if you're still in your uplines. Okay, all right. Seems like everybody is. Okay, so that's good. So now give me a thumbs up if you run your own coaching webinars or info groups. Thumbs up if you do, thumbs down if you've been adding people to your uplines. It's okay. Like, none of my coaches do. So it's totally okay. Totally okay. Okay. So that's my challenge to you. By September, you guys, I'm giving you plenty of time. I'm giving you all of July, I'm giving you all of August. I'm giving you 2 full months. By September 1, I want you to have 1 coaching info session under your belt. It's going to suck. Period. Just be ready for it. It's going to suck. And here's the thing, there's no right or wrong way to run a coaching webinar. You have to find what works for you. I run 3-day groups, 4-day groups, 1-day groups. I run it on Instagram. I run like a 25-minute webinar. The webinars right now are really, really working for me. Okay, that's just me and my business right now. Yours might look completely different, and it might be different than how I run it, but you're never going to know what works for you unless you actually try it. So why not just start trying it now, so that by the time that September, November, October, I missed a month in there, December hits, by the time that you get to the fall, you've got a couple coaching webinars and you're kind of hitting that sweet spot. And then that's that end of the year where you're really pushing for that, that solid rank and where you want to hit for the end of the year. And you're starting to build a team of your own. And once you have those couple, coaching webinars under your belt and you're rocking and rolling, you're growing your team because you take ownership of actually inviting to the coaching opportunity, which is the most scary thing. It still is for me too, to invite to the coaching opportunity. I get it. But if you need to fill a coaching info group in a webinar group, you will be so more apt to invite to it. And then just think about that momentum. So you fail forward the first couple months, you hit your strides at the end of the fall and the winter. Think about that momentum that you're going to have on January 2021 and that your team is going to have. And here's what I want to put into perspective for you. When I first started hosting my first team calls and like my first team page, there would be like 2 to 3 people on. You guys, there were some times when no one showed up. 0 people on my team call. I remember this. It was like 2 years ago. And I still recorded it. I still had a team call. We were walking out, looking at John, and I was like in tears. I said, I still showed up though. I still showed up because I take ownership of my business. Recently, I had just shy of 20 people on my team call. I cried at the end of that team call because I kept showing up. I kept taking ownership of my business, and it happened. And I can't wait for a year from now to have 100 people on my team call and freaking bawl my eyes out because I'm so freaking proud that I kept showing up. And I want you all to have that feeling. I want you all to have that feeling of looking back and saying, God, I pushed through the hard. Gosh, I kept showing up for myself. Because when you have that feeling, I wish that I could put into words. And so one thing that, and I wanted to end on this story, but this is kind of taking me into that, like, you keep showing up and you keep like painting that vision, you keep casting that, is when John and I started talking more seriously about me going full-time. My husband, he travels a lot for work pre-COVID. Like every 2 weeks, he would be in Chicago for a couple nights a week. I don't talk about it on my Instagram stories because you never know, like creepers, if they know where I live, if they're going to call them, if they know John's out of town. I sleep like crap when John's gone. I have so much anxiety when John's gone. And when he started to travel a lot more for work, I said to him, I said, one day when I'm full-time, wouldn't it be really cool if I could go with you to Chicago, to New York, to London, like wherever you want to go, or wherever you have to go for work? And he was like, yeah, like absolutely, that'd be fantastic. We kind of kept talking about that. And every trip I'd be like, I wish I was with you, because like he always would visit our friends who live there and he'd go out for dinner. And it's just like, I would be stuck at home because I couldn't go on these business trips with him because of teaching. The week that I put in my resignation, we were sitting outside drinking a bottle of champagne, full bottle, got very champagne wasted that night. And he looked at me and he said, I think I have to go to Chicago next week for work. And I said, can I go with you? And he said, yeah. Started crying immediately because we had been painting that vision together of me traveling with him for work for a year and a half. And again, it's that moment where it's either if you're proud because 20 people show up on a team call a year later and you reflect back on how much you've grown, or that vision that you keep pushing towards and painting over and over and over again, actually coming true. That there is, and it's not about a rank, it's not about Success Club, it's not about income. Beachbody has been the vehicle to give me time freedom for everything that I want to do in my life. I am nowhere near where I want to be with income. I am nowhere near, like, I'm scared shitless, you guys, to go full time. Like, to be completely honest with you, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm taking that leap and I'm taking that risk, and I am going all freaking in harder than I've ever gone, because this is worth it. I get to work with the most amazing people. I get to pour into myself first. I get to fall in love with becoming the healthiest, best version of Janine and teaching other women how to do the same. And you've got to fall in love with whatever that looks like for you. And it looks different for everybody, and that's okay. I know I've been like all over the place tonight, completely all over the place. I've been Vision and Success Club and all over the place. But just know that your business is yours, that you deserve everything that you want out of life, but it takes massive action. You can't just sit here and manifest it. Work my freaking butt off, you guys. But I love it. I love working my freaking butt off in this business. And so that's what I want you guys to do. I want you to fall in love with it. I want you to work your butt off. I want you to look back in a year from now and be so freaking proud that you did work your butt off and that you did make all these things happen, that you're still making things happen. I want you to run a coaching webinar in the next 2 months or info group. You have to. I'm going to check back in with Meg. But really, you guys, this business is epic. This business is awesome. And that's kind of all I have for you guys tonight. And I know it wasn't super outlined or structured, but I just kind of wanted to speak from my heart and tell you guys that you can do this and you deserve it. So I'm just now reading the chat a little bit. But again, questions. I'll tell you my flow, my processes, my time management with teaching. Like I'm an open book, personal development, whatever you want to ask me. I'm here. I can answer anything. Drop in the chat. Unmute yourself. Hi, Meg.
Hi, Janine. You made me so emotional. So many people in here like crying. I wanted to ask just for them if you could touch base on, because like last year, I feel like it was last spring. Remember, you kind of went through like a rebuilding, like how to mentally get through that, because I know a lot of us. I mean, that happens. You know, no matter where you're at in your biz, it's going to happen. Like. And
yeah, I didn't touch on that today again because like I don't know who's heard my story and who hasn't, but so last spring I was a diamond coach, and like my leader on my team, she was about to hit diamond. She hit diamond. We were holding it for the 6 weeks. During that 6 week, it was a Success Club trip, and everybody was on the cruise together, and obviously I couldn't because of teaching, and she obviously wasn't there because she was like a newer coach. And we were like texting each other, like just locked in 1 star, it's awesome. And we're like, oh my God, I can't wait to be there. Like we had both put in our deposits for, it would have been this spring this year. So pumped, could not stop talking about it. Her and I were like this. A week later, she tells me that she's quitting, period. My new diamond, my leader on my team, we just locked in 1 star, she's done. I was like, what the hell, where did this even come from? You guys, I cried a lot. I self-reflected. I thought it was me. I thought it was my business. I thought it was my leadership. I questioned myself. I questioned if I should even still be leading a team, what my people were actually going to think of me because this other leader is quitting. Like it would be reflective on me. I thought I had to change everything. I needed to change my onboarding system. I needed to change this, everything. Okay. I'm still here today, so I didn't quit. So here's what I would recommend to you when you go through your hard times of your business, because you will. Like I'm like anticipating, I've been on a high for too long. I'm like, okay, where's my next thing I'm about to dodge? I'm ready for it. What I did is I leaned into my team. First and foremost, I leaned into my upline, and I actually hunted for her upline. So like my great grandma coach, who's been like a 7-time elite, whatever, she doesn't know me. I messaged her. I'm like, help. Because I like am dying right now because I'm so devastated that this just happened in my business. She talked me through it. My coach talked me through it. I completely changed my PD book, because you should not be reading a PD book just because it's the hot book and the hot ticket. You should be reading a PD book because it speaks to whatever season of life you're in, whether it's a business book, a leadership book, a mindset book. I completely shifted to a mindset book during that time. I closed whatever I was reading, shifted to a mindset book, leaned into that. And I also felt what I needed to feel. I took a beat and I felt like crap. And I was like, okay, like this sucks. Like I felt what I needed to feel for a little bit. And then I just kept going one foot in front of the other. And whenever I started to have those doubts creeping in, I messaged my upline and she talked some sense into me, legitimately. So I always tell my coaches that whatever mindset stuff you're working through, come to me. Please come to me. I want, and that's, I know that you guys have amazing uplines and they feel the exact same way. Like, go to them. We don't want you to quit. We don't want you to lean out. And your hard times of your life, your hard seasons of your life, your hard seasons of your business, you leaning in will do so much for your business. So much. I had another instance then that fall. Was it that fall? It might have been the fall before. Some of my best friends, like my local best friends, like not my Beachbody best friends, because I feel like my Beachbody friends are now like my best friends, period. We had a huge blowout fight and they confessed to me how much they hate that I do Beachbody and how much they hate that I show up on social media and how I do and that I've changed and all this. Legitimately, the maid of honor in my wedding told me this. Devastated. I remember saying to John, like, do I need to show up less on social media? Do I need to change this? Do I need, like, I went through that whole thing of like, I need to change. I need to change the way I do things. Like maybe they're right. Doubts are so normal in this business. It's so normal to doubt yourself. But what you can't let your doubts do is stop you and make you quit. So again, that was a little bit different for me where I leaned into John. I leaned into my family. I leaned into my circle here who I knew supported me. And they said, they are not in charge of your happiness. They are not in charge of paying your bills. You are not doing anything life-threatening. If you were, that would be another story. But you are happy, you are thriving, you are growing. Keep doing Janine. And so again, I leaned in and I kept showing up, even when it pained me. And I was like, I could see that they were watching my Instagram stories and of course, like overthinking, like, oh my God, like, what are they thinking? They're talking behind my back, all these things. But at the end of the day, like, I'm here where I am now. I'm so freaking proud that I didn't let the judgment of my friends stop me. And those have been two huge pivotal things that have shaped me and they shape my business. And I'm so lucky that I have those experiences because I get to speak to you guys about them. I get to speak to my team about them. I get to be that proof that if she can, I can. That's all what that coaching is. You look at somebody who has, something that you are aspiring towards. You're not jealous. You're not putting her up on a pedestal. You're looking at her and you're saying, because she can, I can. So use people's struggles as proof that you can get through what you're getting through. And if you know somebody, whether it's on my team and my downline, on Kennedy's, on Megan's, anybody's downline, even if you're not super close with them, but you know that they've gone through something similar, lean into them. I can't stop saying that, lean into them more or lean into your team enough, because that is what will pull you through.
I was just going to add on top of that, like, I met Janine on Instagram. I mean, I followed her first. And I like had those thoughts about Janine, like, she is doing this as a full-time teacher. Like, I can do this, like finding those people who inspire you, and that may be your own coach or somebody on Janine's team. Like, I have people that I follow on Janine's team that I'm like, they give me ideas. They inspire me daily, finding those people that, that you really, like she said, like, you are believing, if she can do that, I can do that, like, I remember watching her stories and I was just like, oh my God, I want to be her. Like, I want to have this team and, whatever. And so it is so huge. Like, if she can do it, or if anyone can do it, you can do it too. I love that.
Yeah. I've always looked up to Ashley Feldison in this business. She's a retired teacher. I've followed her, and I remember her team calls now, I believe, are private, but like, I knew every night when she had a team call that the next morning, that was going to be what I listened to on my drive into work, was like her team calls. And last August, she asked me to guest speak on her team call. And she is a super diamond coach. What? Hit me.
You should send it to me. I remember watching it, but I want to show them. Like, it was fire. It was so good.
It was
great.
the first day of school, and it was like at 9 p.m., like after like being exhausted, legitimately the first day of school. I'm like a sweaty mess from teaching all day. But oh my God, what a full circle moment for me at about almost 3 years into my business, having watched Ashley and you know, never being jealous, but like she was like, if she can, I can. Like I can do this. If Ashley can do this, I can do it. And the crazy thing is like now her and I have become friends. And when I was making the decision to go full time, her and I were voice messaging back and forth. And I'm like, oh my, like what a full circle moment to have like her be able to like talk me through this. So you guys like just keep going. Like all the things that you're going through right now, it's going to come back. It's going to be a full circle moment. But if you quit, you'll never get there. You can't quit.
Exactly. Stick to it. There's another question. Kennedy said, the biggest leadership skill that you've applied and seen a huge shift from. So leadership skill.
A leadership skill, well, and you're a former teacher too. I'm a 2 on the Enneagram, and I'm a huge like helper. And I just like, I can't say no to anybody, and I just want to help and love all the people, and I let people drain me. So from a leadership perspective, a huge shift in the last 6 months has been saying no to people, holding people more accountable, and working with the working. I refuse to do one-on-ones unless you hit Success Club. You do not get a one-on-one time with me unless you hit Success Club. Like, oh God, that like, it punches me in the gut to hear myself say that, because like, that is not my personality at all. I'm like a kindergarten teacher, like, come snuggle me, like, let me love you. But that's been a huge thing for my team, and they know it. And I made that like super clear. I do leadership calls with only my girls who hit Success Club every single month. And I kind of do the same thing like for my clients as well. Like if they're not showing up, I'm either giving them tough love or, you know, I'm just sending them my weekly newsletter. So that's been a huge shift this, you know, in the last 6 months is working with the working and making that really known to my team. And so if you're kind of on that borderline of that hitting Success Club 4 every month, you can't be mad at your upliner, you know, that your upline isn't, you know, giving you that one-on-one time, because you need to be showing up for you and your business first and foremost. And then you can collaborate and then you can work together, because 3 people a month is not hard. It's not hard at all. You're making it hard because you're telling yourself it's hard. Sometimes I'll do like, and you guys are really good about this, but I'll do like open hours for anybody who doesn't hit Success Club, or the whole team there, where they can either come on and work with me or ask me questions. But I've really started to protect my time more, protect my energy more. I've been saying no to things, and that's really helped me as a leader.
Love that. Okay, do you guys have any other questions for her? This is your time. Anything at all. And if you don't, yeah, just ask. Let me see what I can ask.
I'm like, okay, it's like, did I miss anything? I told you I'd be all over the place tonight.
No, that was awesome. I've got already 2.5 pages of notes, so.
I'm true teacher hat.
I know, for real. Okay, well, we won't keep you. Thank you so much. Let's take a boom. We've got a small group tonight.
Michaela, you just unmuted yourself for a sec.
Oh, Mick.
I got you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to type it because I don't even know. So I'm very similar in the fact that I just want to help everyone. And I've kind of been changing up like the way I approach people in my invites, and I have been seeing a huge difference in just Success Club period. But so invite wise, like, are your invites super short? And then if they respond, or like, I've been like feeding that relationship if I'm getting something back. Is that like, does that make sense? So you're like watering the seeds after you plant the tiny one. Because I started like longer invites, like trying to show my feelings through the first invite, but I'm thinking like maybe I need to not show all of my feelings in the first
Correct.
invite.
Yeah, no, my invites are more short and sweet. It'll typically be like, hey, like, I don't know if you saw, I just opened up my second round for my Summer Strong studio. Sometimes I'll add in like a sentence more where I'll be like, it's workouts, accountability, nutrition, blah. But then I always say, would you be interested in learning more? So when they say yes, I ask for their email first. I put together my email and I send it. But then when I go back to that message, I say, okay, I sent your email. And then that's when I start to foster that relationship. And I ask them a question either about what they've been doing or what their goals are, or just keep a question going in that conversation. And then that's when I can really like hit them hard with like really like watering that seed, kind of like you're saying, and fostering that relationship. But I don't burn it out on that initial invite. It's only if they say yes. And then after I email them and then I start really digging deep, and then that's when I can be like, oh my God, you had to postpone your wedding. And I can really like get into like all the nitty gritty stuff and really focus on that.
So Janine, you use email, like after that invite, you use email, and then you use, what's the tracking thing called online?
So what I do is I invite, they say yes, and then I send them, I have 2 emails. I send them email 1, which is all information. So I walk them through like my little story, my workouts, nutrition, accountability. I can even send you guys my 2 emails that I do. And I really don't, I change just it up like based on the month and like what I'm calling my group for the month. And then when they, and I put that right into my streak. So my streak literally says email 1. Yep. And it's only when I send an email. I don't even like log their Instagram names. If I invite them, it's only if I send an email. They go into my streak. I just can't waste my time like logging and whatever. To me, it's just, I can't. I also flag on Instagram. Like I use like the little flag feature to flag certain conversations. And then when they want more information, then I send them email 2, which is all about packages. And then I can just flip my thing right on streak and it moves them right into email 2 funnel. And then I also have like a sent enrollment link. Like I just have like very like 5 funnels. Like it's not complicated at all. But one thing that I heard on a leadership mastermind, because like I was so bad at tracking, you guys, like tracking is like horrible to me. And like, it's like pulling my teeth to make me track. And I believe it was Christina Delgado, who is like an OG in the business. She's like 17-time, 15-star, whatever. She's really awesome. And she said that she's awful at tracking as well. And what she does is every month, whatever group that she's promoting, that's the subject line of her email. So for example, this month, I'm calling my group July Summer Strong Studio. I always put like the month name in there. If you're running a specific group for MBF, your subject line for your email might be MBF test group. But you need to be consistent with that subject line every single email that you send. And here's why. So now every Sunday or whatever day you do follow-ups, every Sunday when I go do follow-ups, I go into my sent box and I will type in July Summer Strong Studio. And all the people who I've emailed are right there. I can type up my email and I can copy paste and just send a bunch right there. Or I can go through my streak and just mass mail merge. Okay, well then I'm done. I know that I called my June people, June Summer Strong Studio. Okay, so I type that into the sent box. All those emails pop up. I'm terrible at putting things into streak, guys. Terrible. I would never hide that from you. But my email, if I just type in the subject line, it pops up. So then I know what I called my May. I keep it as a running note on my computer. I know the subject line that I called all my May emails. So then I can go back and I can follow up with people from May. Hey, did you hear that we have a brand new program releasing this month? And I could copy and paste them that kind of follow-up this weekend. And I just found like for me and my brain, that works better than like trying to like input people in certain funnels and streak and things like that. I'm getting a little bit better, but it was just like that subject line with the email and searching through your email just like made so much more sense to me.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. It's called Google Streak. And that makes sense, those 2 emails. So and I think a lot of girls on my team, we don't do email. Like I hate email. I hate checking emails. And so I never send emails unless it's a share cart. it's always through Instagram messaging. But like you said, like I've been like, now that I'm like working on the road and, you know, here and here, I don't have my Rise Up, like as I'm waiting for my gas to pump and I'm sending, you know, and so it's hard for me to track. So I need to get more organized.
System, in my mind, it makes it look very professional. So people know, like, this is my job. Like, I'm sending you an email, be on the lookout for an email. And the other thing is just like, it's just 2 emails. I can still keep it going on Instagram and just foster that relationship and really like be personable, and they can be like, oh my God, I see you're at the lake. And I'm like, oh yeah, I am. And they can like see my life right on there. But then email, it's like, okay, like, this is my job. Here's what I can help you with. And I keep it like very, and I like kind of having the 2 separate things. And honestly, like, I haven't checked my Instagram DMs in like 2 to 3 days, but my emails, like, I'm going with people, I'm getting them enrolled still, because like, I just can't be on Instagram all the freaking time. And I like to just like sit down on my computer and pump out those emails. And I've gotten it down to like such a well-oiled machine that I can just, you know, copy and paste email 1, copy and paste email 2.
Okay. So would you mind sharing those with us, those 2 emails with me? Okay. And have you noticed, I mean, obviously if you're pumping them out, like, people are checking their email, people are, because will you even say like on Instagram, like, hey, I'm going to email you?
So that's like when I sit down and I work and I'm like clearing out my DMs. Like, the second that they say that they want more info, I'm immediately, what's your email? That's my first question. Yay! So excited to tell you more. What's your email? They give it to me and I don't respond back. I look at their email, type, I copy and paste my email 1. I change, like, if they gave me a little bit about them, or like I change, like, oh my God, you're a teacher too, like whatever. I'll change my intro for everybody, make it personal for them. And then I hit send, and then I immediately grab my phone, open up and say, hey, I just emailed you. So tell me, like, what have you been doing during quarantine to like keep up with health and wellness? What are your goals? And then I just keep it going on there. But then they know to be on the lookout. Because I had one girl, like, the email never got to her, but because I said that, she like knew. And so then we could fix it.
Perfect. Okay. That seems good. Good question there, Mick. Okay. Mick, I hate email. Okay.
I for probably almost the last year now. And like, my uplines, if you guys know Mackenzie and Danielle within my team, we started adapting email too. And like, our whole team transitioned from like off of like closing sales on Instagram, and we are all email driven. And I don't make mine crazy. Like, I do like bold and like some color coded for like different like packaging info. I mean, Mackenzie, she's like a graphic queen like you, Meg, and she like makes like cute headers for her emails. I'm like, I can get the point across with like some bold and some colors.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. All right. Well, tomorrow's a 100% work day. Okay. To be honest, it probably helped me keep up with everyone. Yeah. And that's the thing with Instagram messaging. There's times where I'm like, update, and things are lost. And then I feel like a jackass, and that's my job, you know? So I agree. Need to get to email. Okay, let's take a boom. We've got a small group. Janine. Oh, I muted myself. Sorry. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I know my girls will be listening to the recording. I'm bummed that there weren't more on, but some are live. Okay. You guys ready? I'm going to just do no filter because my thing is just so bad. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Okay. Thank you. Well, talk to you later. Love ya.